morning, students. Welcome back to another virtual class. And what's special about this class, Just look at the screen. We will be doing lesson number 3 of main course book. And what is the name of the lesson? Plants that eat and other wonders. Can you just imagine whether plants can eat or not? Even I am curious to know about it. Let's see what the lesson is saying. But before that, one question to you all. Has anybody of you gone to a botanical garden? Ma'am, what is this botanical garden? We don't understand. Some of you might have got this question in your mind. Yes? Botanical garden is a place where plants are grown in variety. Just because the public or the people can come and see those plants together at one place, and there is also a scientific study done on these plants. Such a place is called botanical garden. Now let's begin the lesson. Ashish and Biren Kaka, these are the two people that we will be talking about. Who is Biren Kaka? Biren Kaka is uncle of Ashish. He is a friend of Ashish's father. Let's see. Ashish stood at the gate of the botanical garden. You can see in the picture, there is a boy Ashish who is waiting for his uncle. He is a similar age of yours. So he was waiting there for Biren Kaka, a friend of his father, who was a botanist in the garden. Now who is botanist? One who studies about plants. One who studies about plants. Now Biren Kaka had promised him to take around the garden and show some curious and interesting plants. Now can you see there is a word which is there called as curious. Can you see there is a word curious? This word curious? Yes? What does the word mean? This word means something which is strange and which is actually trying to attract you. You want to know something more about that thing. That is called curious. Okay? And interesting, of course. When we are going to a new place, we develop an interest just to know about that place. Okay, now they would start early morning when the sun was low and shining on the morning dew. What a dew? When you wake up early in the morning, especially in winters, can you find some droplets on the leaves of the plants? Yes, that's a morning dew. When it is winter season, it becomes fog, and during summers, it can be seen, you can view it in form of droplets of water on the leaves. Yes? And the air was cool and pleasant. Of course, when the sunrise has not begun. Before sunrise, the weather is a little pleasant. Yes? So they just thought that they would start their journey a little early. When sunrise has just begun, there's a shining, the sun rays are shining on the morning dew, on those droplets, and the air was also cool and pleasant. Now when Biren Kaka arrived, the first thing they saw was a giant tree. Giant means big tree, with fat trunk and a crown of branches. What is trunk? Trunk is the lower part. You can see in the image also, there is a bottle tree. There is a bottle tree, and what do you find? A fat trunk and a lot of branches, and it is appearing as though the branches are making a crown. Yes? Biren Kaka told Ashish that what was the name of the tree? Bottle tree. And how old was that tree? It was 400 years old. Children, whenever the age of the tree keeps growing, the trunk also starts growing. It starts becoming a little thick, a little fat. Yes? So it was 400 years old. Alright, now they moved on. Now they came to a nursery where Biren Kaka showed him a pitcher plant. Actually, this nursery had a lot of plants, and amongst those there was also a pitcher plant. What do we understand by pitcher? Pitcher is actually a container which then we give the name to a container in which we fill water. Okay? Now why it was called pitcher plant? Let's see. The leaf is shaped like a pitcher or jug. You can see in the picture, yes? With the top of the leaf covering it like a lid. With the top of the leaf covering it like a lid. Yes? Now, when this boy Ashish saw this pitcher plant, he became curious. Like the way you people are. Yes? He became very curious. And what he said? He asked Biren Kaka about that plant. What Biren Kaka replied? He told that this plant eats insects. This plant eats insects. How it happened? This plant attracts the little insects, and the moment the insect comes near to this plant and tries to sit, what happens? The lid snaps shut. Snap shut means it shuts suddenly, and the insect falls into the loop of nectar. Into the pool of nectar. Okay? What is nectar? It is the juice of the flower. Okay, it is the juice of flower, and it falls into that nectar. Now it cannot climb out. The insect cannot climb out because the pitcher walls are smooth and have hairs pointing down. Okay, even if the insect tries to come out, because the walls are smooth, they again fall back into that nectar. Now what happens then? There it dies. And this plant then digests that insect. So what this plant is? This plant is insectivore. This plant is insectivore. What do we mean by insectivore? The one who eat insects. Okay? Now, next. Then they saw another plant. They were moving. Yes, they were watching the plants one by one. And now what happened? They saw another plant. Biren Kaka asked him to touch the leaves. Biren Kaka said, "Come on Ashish, just touch the leaves of these plants." And Ashish did so. And as Ashish did, the paired leaves folded together and the branches drooped down. Drooping means bending down. Ashish exclaimed. Yes, he was surprised. And what he said? What just happened? He was surprised. So he asked, what happened? I just touched the plant, and what happened to plant? Now what was the Biren Kaka's reply? This is mimosa. It is also called as touch me not, and has a shrinking habit. What do we mean by shrinking habit? Shrinking means to actually become a little close. Yes? Yes? Shrinking means to become short in size. Just to, because they get fold. Yes? So the space that they were covering, that was lessened, that became less. Yes, it has become now, in look it has become a smaller plant because it has shrinked also and it has drooped also. Yes, can you find the flowers there of mimosa? Yes, the flowers of mimosa plants appear as though they are powder puffs. Yes, they're looking nice. Yes, this is the mimosa plant. Now they moved on, and what they saw, that bright yellow sunflowers have turned their faces towards the sun. This is how the sunflowers behave. They actually turn their faces wherever the sunlight goes. So you will always watch such plants turning their faces towards the sunlight. Okay? Now they moved on. Now what they saw, blue and purple morning glories unfolded their petals. Unfolded means to open up. You can see in the picture, I've shown you both the plants. Yes, on your left side it's blue, on your right side it's purple. And I've even shown the flowers. The top one is the purple morning glory and the bottom one is the blue morning glory. Yes, so it's looking very nice, very beautiful. Yes, now they moved in the fish pond. Now they came to the fish pond. What they saw in the fish pond? Water lilies close themselves for the day after blooming at night. Blooming means they were quite wide open, yes, and they were blooming at night. But at the day they closed themselves. And you see in the picture left side they are closed. And what was the time for now? It was a time for lotuses to open up their petals to the sun. The sun was rising. As they were moving, the sun was rising, yes. So sunlight was becoming brighter. So now it was time for lotuses to open up. So what happened? Ashish enjoyed this journey of botanical garden. Did my children also love the journey? Did you love the journey of the botanical garden? Yes, you did. Next time, we will plan for the botanical garden visit in reality, which you will enjoy a little more. Yes, the trip could be with school or with your parents, you never know. But I believe that this trip was really a nice one for you all. Alright children, just go to the video once again and just find out if you have anything which you have not understood. Please ask me about those things in your online class. Okay? Alright? So, now what ma'am says, stay at home and be safe. Keep smiling children. Thank you.